Hey y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Catch That. I am Naturally Elise, that's my brother.
They are.
And we are the R&B representatives. And today we are bringing my other brother, the very, very good brother, the host of the Apartment 5B podcast. And he does about a million creative and community oriented things. And I love that. And that is our good brother, Keel. What's up?
Yes. What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for having me. This is home again, so I just feel like I'm at my cousin's crib, so I appreciate it.
Yes.
Yes. So we gonna skip out of particulars and all that. We gonna jump right to the
Right?
album because I'm
Let's get
excited.
right.
So
Yes.
Jr.,
Yes.
how about you tell our cousins what we're gonna be talking about today and why it's important to talk about it?
Okay, so the album we will be discussing today is Keith Sweat's Make It Last Forever. This is an important album for music, period. So
Yeah.
nobody has picked it. Nobody has talked about Keith Sweat, to be honest with you, an album. So this was very shocking, except our brother Ed. He talked about a fan culture and he talked about Keith Sweat. And Keith Sweat actually showed us love. He actually reposted it on his Instagram. So that was dope. You know what I mean? But nobody has, and me and Elise was like, what album should we talk about? We was like, Make It Last Forever. I was like, I already know who I want to get to talk about this. My big brother, my musical mentor, Kill. I was like, he will be the one to talk about this. So I'm excited to talk about this because all three of us love this album and all
Yes,
of that good
sir.
stuff. So this is going to be a great, great show. But y'all know how we like to do this. So Kill, when you first heard Key, when did you get introduced to the song, whatever? How did you get introduced to Keith Sweat?
Bro, it's like 87. I'm in seventh grade. And, I Want Her is all over the radio. You know what I mean? You couldn't escape that song if you wanted to. So, I mean, you're just hearing it all the time. And it was also like a new sound. You know what I mean? Like, and again, looking back, we can always say, oh, it was the new Jack Swing. But in real time, you didn't know that. You knew it sounded something different. You know what I mean? So it was just like, yo, like this is dope. You know what I mean? And at the time, I really didn't love R&B because it's 87. So I'm hard into BDP and Eric B and Rakim and Public Enemy and all of that. So for R&B to even infiltrate what I'm listening to says a lot about how dope the album was. You know what I mean? So yeah, I Wonder was the first time. And it was just like, again, we were getting out of that full force Lisa Cult Jam style. We were coming into this, which was something brand new and something we hadn't heard at the time. And it's like Keith was the first time hearing that. And it was just like that was the first song. And then it just kept going. Like Keith to me was almost like when I heard Eric B and Rakim, you heard my melody. And he was like, yo, this is crazy. It can't get better than this. Then you hear Eric B is president. And it's like, yo, this is even crazier. And then it's like you hear I Ain't No Joke. And then you hear, God, my brain. I
You
know
know
you
I
got
got soul.
soul.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Move the Crazy just kept going. And that's how I felt like with this album. It just every time he was like, oh, it can't get no better. It just kept getting better and better and better. And that's why
Yes.
to me it's such an important album, in R&B.
Mhm.
Sis.
Yes. So, I introduced the same way as Kill, to be honest, but the Christmas of the year that this came out, I think it was my uncle, but I can't remember. Yeah, it was my uncle. He bought me a Walkman, and this was one of the first cassettes that I owned. And so, but I didn't have many for a long time. So I ran this one back. I'm trying to remember what the other tape was, but something else from that year. But that Keith Sweat was on constant rotation, and it was always on the radio.
Hmm.
And what we will surely get into, it was all up and through the quiet storm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
listen, just about every day of my black ass life, I listen to the Quiet Storm, and then
Yes,
I
we
Yeah.
had
did.
Midnight Love later, and so that was my bag, slow jams,
Mm-hmm.
which is so funny because I like prefer fast music now, but then I was all about a slow jam.
Yeah.
Well, me. My family, I can't even tell you, Keith was always played. I can never
Mm.
remember when it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know again, my mom is a soul head and my dad loved hip hop. So there was certain hip hop, I mean R&B stuff he just wasn't feeling. And it took him a minute, but my mom finally got him after years and years and years. He finally got into traditional R&B, the old school shit, all that, the Motown and stack. He finally started love, but in the beginning, he was hard. So when my mom said this came out, she was like, this was her way in because it has some traditional R&B on it, but it had a new style that the dudes can really rock to. So I just remember from 87 to like 97, there was 4 albums that R&B albums that my father had to have with him. It was Keith Sweat, Make It Last Forever, Guy's Guy, Bobby's Don't Be Cruel, and Janet's Rhythm Nation. Those were the 4 albums that he had to have on the R&B side that him and my mother didn't argue about. Like everything else, he would be like, can we cut this shit off? Like, this ain't hitting. This ain't got no drums. This ain't hitting me like that.
Like
It just sounds very bluesy. And he like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. So with that, it's like my whole family, my dad, and God bless them all. And I hear my godfather, Alvin, loved it. My dad loved it. My cousin Andre, God bless it. So it's like all the dudes rock with Keith. So I can't even tell you when I first heard it because it was always around. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
once I started to grow up, it was like, oh yeah, I heard that as a kid. So it was like every album they had with Keith Sweat. So, but when I got old, I was maybe about 4 or 5 ish. I started to laugh at his voice. This is my first introduction to him because I'm listening to him because of them. But now I'm trying to find music for myself. And I said, wait a minute, something just ain't right, Catch. He just he sound like somebody. And I said, he sound like the dude from Slave.
oh
And I was like, yeah,
yeah.
like he sounds. I was like, oh, he sounds like Steve Arlington. Oh, that's him. And that's how I got in really to Keith. But his voice made me laugh because I used to laugh.
Right.
Just
And thank God he covered it. Thank God he covered it. So I got into that. So that was really my intro to to Keith was my family. They loved it down.
You know what? I just remember what the other cassette that
Cassette
I had.
was.
What was it?
Kill go like this. It was he's the DJ, I'm the rapper.
You crazy thing. I just pulled that out. It's just sitting right here.
Wow. Wow. What a
Just
coincidence.
pulled that joint out today.
Wow. Because that came out in 88 or 87?
It came out January 1st, 1988.
Oh, wow. And Keith came out November
November.
1987. Damn.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense.
That was my
Yeah.
shit too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could still recite you all the songs on that
On the He's the DJ?
mhm.
I hear you.
Wow. Okay, you got to go to Apartment 5B and do it. At least recite the lyrics, though.
Hey, I would do it. You know,
But I'm to Keith. I'm glad that we actually talking about this because I think a lot of people bypass Keith's impact with this album. Because when you talk about New Jack, people don't talk about him first. People talk about
Right.
Bobby because why Bobby was the bigger artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they
Right.
kind of skip Keith to me. Because anytime they'd be like, oh, what was the first New Jack Swing album? We know, but
Right.
the people on you see people on be like, oh no, Bobby's Don't Be Cruel. You be like, no, take it back, Keith. If it wasn't for Keith, we wouldn't got Don't Be Cruel. So it's like, like
Yeah.
people miss it. So I'm glad that another thing why we discussing because Keith deserved his flowers for real. But this album, more importantly, for real.
But you know what I think it is sometimes because it didn't have a name at the time, it seemed like by the time Bob came out, the name was kind of there. Bob had the more up-tempo songs, the My Prerogative, you get to the Johnny Gills, Rub You the Right Way, you know. Whereas with Keith, you really only had, I mean, I Wanna really isn't super up-tempo. You know what I mean? It's not don't be cruel or my prerogative. So I've always wondered if it's just because we really didn't have a name for it yet.
That
So
makes
by the
sense.
time they tagged it with a name, the name kind of got tagged with Bob. So it's
Mm,
like that's like the origination of it, where it's like, nah, you really got to go back here. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But because,
yeah.
like you said, at least so much of this was slow jams, that's kind of just like people don't equate New Jack Swing to slow jams. And since this
True.
They
is
don't.
more slow jam heavy, it's kind of like that's I'm thinking, you guys are the guru, so I'm falling back on y'all to what y'all think. But
I agree.
I'm actually agreeing with that though, to be honest with you, because it didn't have a name. We didn't know no name. You know what I'm saying? Like it had nothing. And whoever first at bat got to take all the bullets. They take all the bullets. They take all the not getting credited, like all of that. You know what I mean? So then he comes out in 90. By that time, New Jack Swing is at its height right now.
right,
But again, it's Bob, it's Guy, it's Al B. Shore, it's them. But it's like Keith was the one, and in them goddamn dingy ass, jeans. He was the one coming off. You know what I'm saying? He was on Wall Street while he was doing this album, for real, for real. So if this album didn't bang, he'd have went back to Wall Street making good money. But he looked
right,
like a dealer on the street though, for real, for real.
Is he
I'm just saying,
he's a Harlem nigga. He's so Harlem.
it's so Harlem.
He's like the epitome of a Harlem nigga from the 80s. Epitome.
Really,
To this day.
really. Cause he had all that money like that, and to have a sweater like this, what niggas to have money like this? But again, he was on Wall Street, so he was good. He was good, and the watch and all that. But we gonna get into that. But yes. So let's get into this album. It's crazy to think that Keith and Teddy were in like two different groups, and they were
right,
rivals.
right,
Like they were rivals. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't, it was like they knew each other, but they didn't know each other until Keith was like, yo, I gotta find Teddy. Like what he doing
right,
with the show, I gotta find him. Like this dude is dope. Yo, went to play dice with the dude. That's how hood these dudes is. He found the dude playing dice on the corner. You know what I'm
right,
saying? It was like, yo, I need to do something. But Teddy didn't want to do it because Teddy wanted to stick with hip hop.
right,
He
right.
was like,
Which is
yes,
crazy that the inventor of New Jack Swing, which is more on the R&B side, didn't want to even touch it, which is bananas.
it's crazy. Somebody just said that JD is the kind of the same as Teddy. They both wanted to do hip hop so bad, but they're more known for their R&B shit.
Right, right. Yeah,
So,
A lot of
yeah.
people didn't know until that verses that Teddy even was doing anything with hip hop.
Yeah, they had no idea. Most people don't know he did the show Wild Wild West, the classical too. None of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, because again, remember, y'all, we're the minute people who read the liner notes and really dig into this stuff and read all the stuff. The average person just, and there's no knock on the average people, but they
yeah,
just enjoy the music. So, when enjoying the music, I don't need to open up the cover and read who recorded and who wrote and all that. You just want to enjoy the music. So, yeah, like you said, it's just so bugged that they were in two totally different groups. You know what I mean? And then, but again, it's like just everything is supposed to happen for a reason. You know what
yeah.
I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
talk about Jeff and Will. Jeff had another MC who didn't show up for a gig, and Will was like, "Yo, I want to go with you." And Jeff was like, "All right, cool, come on." And then that's how they got together. So Jeff already
Wow.
had an MC,
Wow.
but he couldn't get in touch with him on the phone. So it was like, "All right, Will, right here. All right, come with me." So again, there's so many of these crazy stories, but it's like that's what it is. Like, what if Jeff says no to Will? You know what I mean?
How?
There's no
Yeah.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. There's no movies. There's no superstar Will Smith
Correct.
just because the MC picked up the phone. You know what I mean?
Man.
So it's crazy like that, man.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just like to me and JR, if one of us didn't decide to go on that trip and be no R&B representatives, be no friendship, it'd be none
Facts.
of that. And it was so
That,
random and happenstance, but
yeah.
definitely
Yes.
so coincidence.
Come on, plug. I love what you did there.
Right?
Oh God! All right, let's get into the album, y'all.
Yes,
So
sir.
something just ain't right.
Perfect song to me, man. Like, and it's so important how you set an album off and how you end the album. And I think
Yes.
this is a perfect example of that. And being able to create a movement So you hit play, and when you get to the last song, you don't want it to be the last song.
Right.
There's some albums that you halfway through, you like, all right, when we wrapping this up? Whereas with this, it just keeps getting better, and then you end with "Don't Stop Your Love." It's like, yo, come on, bro, we gotta run this back. Like, and that's how you make a complete album. Like, so like you said, you probably didn't hit play, and you ain't got no skits, there ain't no interludes, you know what I mean? You just hit
I
play
was waiting
and
for it.
and you hear music. You don't hear, yo, Teddy, you ready to do this? Yeah, 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 Keith, let's make it happen. Yo, where you coming from? My girl crib. Where you coming from? My girl. Yo, let's
We ain't
give him
get no.
something to dance to. Like, nah, ain't none of that. You just hit play, you hear the keyboards, and then boom, you something just ain't right. You know what I mean?
You like Bobby said, I made this money. You didn't. Right there. You
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah, we ain't
Get
got
out of
no
here.
skits. We don't got no, Eric Ben
Right.
Rakim. I'm about to go to my girl house. My girl definitely mad. It took us so long to do this album. It's like, no, we getting straight to the point. We just hit and play and we hear music.
And that's what I freaking love. Like y'all said, like you could just let the joint. It's like you in and out with this album for real. But come on, to start off when it boom, boom,
Mm,
boom,
mm,
boom,
mm,
boom.
mm.
Like
Yep.
this is like, what is this? I know back in '87, y'all was like, what is this? This is something completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you listen to this and you start with an album that is he not playing with you. Like it's like the
Right.
production is A1. And then of course Keith comes in with the like he comes in with the nasal, which is cool. Which Teddy said that he was the one that told
Right. Him to do
him
that.
to sing like that so it can be a signature for real.
Right.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, it's a signature, all right.
Not too much.
Okay, I was waiting.
No, what Ed say? He said, I know he sound like a mosquito, but I don't care.
Because it's like, he sound like a mosquito, ha ha ha. Like, first of all, I done heard y'all faves.
Producer in me loves it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's almost
yeah,
like J. Rue's the original. The way Premier sets it off with the drums and everything like that. Like, to me, it's just the art of how you start the song off with goes to the album. So I mean, to me, that's just one of those genius moments of Teddy Riley, and why he's one of the GOATs is because
mm-hmm.
of stuff like that. And
Yeah,
this is stuff that they were still doing in their apartment. The fact that you making this in the projects in Harlem in the 80s,
yeah.
like, it's amazing, man. But yeah, something just ain't right. Just sets off the whole album.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bridge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I love the bridge on every damn song. It's
Me
some
too.
there's some bridge the bridges are bridging and the water is not
Yeah,
troubled. Okay.
I like that. Bridges are bridging. That's exactly what these joints is doing, man. Yeah, yeah,
And then I think too, I think it was great to start with this because again, you needed that new sound, right? And
right,
by this time, in the younger generation, you like Luther and Freddie, but it was like we needed to connect to somebody younger. You know what I
right.
mean with this sound, and I think it was just perfect how he just started it. And then I know because at least we just did Roger Treadman, right? Troutman.
Chapman.
We did him, right?
Mhm.
Which is crazy. I know when he heard this,
When he heard sleep at night, I know he was like,
wait a minute, like hold up. He was like, who are these little youngsters? Like, hold up, you know what I mean? Then he tried it, and oh boy. But
and I like that effect is on throughout this album. It's on the backgrounds.
mm-hmm.
I love
Mm,
that. So it's not the Roger that was kind of more in the front, but this is just kind of make me sleep at night. Like I
Mm-hmm.
like that. I thought that was a good touch to not overdo it.
Yes, I agree. I
Because New
agree.
Jack Swing is so about overdoing it, and Harlem niggas are all so much about overdoing it. So I appreciate the restraint.
the restraint of
Correct.
not being too Harlem.
Yeah, I'm talking shit. I love me a Harlem nigga, so don't. This is love.
I did. But yes, I just, and for real, I love the break that they give
Hmm.
it It's like the break that Teddy gives it, and Keith just singing, and he's just like, you can tell he's just feeling it, and he's just letting loose. And I like that, even though I laugh, but I'm like, yo, Keith is really singing for blood on this. And I was just saying earlier too, I feel like the production is what you needed for Keith, because
Yeah,
I don't think he needed no simple production like what Luther and Freddie and all them was given. It wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have
yeah,
sound right. You know what I mean? He needed this dramatic, hard drum programming type of production for his voice. Because hey, if he
yeah.
would have had something like a Luther, that's why Luther never got on a New Jack Swing record except the joint with him and Janet. But that was
Right.
with him and Jam and Lewis for real. So, but other than that, Luther like, oh nah, because it wouldn't have worked. Freddie, it wouldn't have worked for them. So
Mhm.
I'm glad that with this and Teddy, because some people say it can be overproduced for real. Like Elise just said, it's all it's a lot of New Jack Swing is all over the place. It's just and yeah,
And sometimes sometimes I cannot listen to new Jack records. Like it just sounds so clunky and out of date to me. Like it feels so dated. But this is not a case where this is not the case with this album.
I agree.
Because of just how it was structured and where it needed restraint, they had restraint, but where it needed to be over the top, it was over the top.
Right,
So
right,
it doesn't
Right.
even have that same dated sound, even though it's the same sound, but it's just the way he did it, the way they did it.
Right.
It just
right.
it's not grating. Because now I love all the New Jack Swing in the time, but a lot of it I can't fuck with it. I really can't. I really can't.
It ain't lasted test
It's
of time.
hard. Yeah, it's
Right.
You say that a lot. You say that a lot.
hey, if it's nothing else, I'm consistent. I don't like I can't remember shit, so I ain't finna lie about nothing. But
Real. Real.
I think
But
the other thing that's dope about this is Keith understanding the sound that he wanted,
yes.
that he went after Teddy. You know what I mean? And it kind of brings me back to a time when you knew what you needed as an artist. You know what I mean? Kind of like, and again, y'all the R&B gurus, but I just know in the Temptation movie, it was like them going to Melvin's house, like we need a bass, and so you went after the people who you wanted. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you knew what your group was lacking, and I didn't have a problem going to somebody's group who just beat me because you got a sound that I like that I think would fit well with me. You know what I mean? And I
Mm-hmm.
think that that's a dope thing too. Just understanding yourself as an artist and like what I need. Like even when Erica Badu got it down, was like, yo, I need a bus ticket to Philly. I need to work with the Roots. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the sound that I need. And then you get the other side of the game and joints like that. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that was incredible for Keith to be able to understand that and be able to put ego to the side and be like, yo, let me go get with Ted and see what we can rock with together.
And that's what I miss. I think artists don't really know themselves
Mm-hmm.
anymore. You know what I mean? Because it was like you said, Keith knew the sound he wanted. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
I think he did over like 20 songs for this album, and we got eight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it was like, Keith knew what he wanted. And he knew after hearing what Teddy was doing, it was like, I need to go to that nigga. Let me go
Right.
to him. Because I think me and him get together, it'll work. And God did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just the brilliance. And just, I wish we had those artists today that really know they sound and know what they want. Because when you listen to some of these artists now, you can be like, okay, they put that sound on you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you didn't do that yourself. You know what I mean? You didn't say, oh, I want this producer, I want this. It's just like, oh, you can sing and let's grab a producer. Okay, let's make it work and boom. You know what I mean? But
Right.
yeah, but you're
And then
right,
there's
bro.
two is knowing yourself and having enough to be able to put your ego to the side.
That's true. Very true.
Because it's like if Apartment 5B was up against y'all for some podcast award and y'all won, and me being like, well, damn, yo, I need to rock with y'all because y'all really dope. Like most people aren't gonna do that anymore. It would
No.
have been like, oh no, okay, let me get a sound like Teddy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
let me try to find a producer who can do let me just find y'all one
yeah, just call the
props.
dude. Just call the
Yeah,
dude.
like let me just call who I need. And I think that's the other part. So it is new artists don't know what they need. And then even if they did, nowadays with Instagram and everything, I'm not reaching out because now you're gonna blow me up on the gram. Like, look at this dude. He already took the L. Now he coming over here trying to
Yeah,
get down with
yeah,
us. Instead
yeah.
of it just being about back in those days, it was just about the music.
Yep.
I think that was the beautiful thing. So
I agree. I agree. So we go to track two, right and a wrong way.
man, listen. Now you gotta understand, I'm in seventh grade. I don't know nothing. And this is 1987 seventh grade. This ain't 2026 seventh grade where people having sex and smoking weed and doing lines and all
Right.
that kinds of stuff. These seventh graders off the hook. It's
Seventh grade used to be
1987
different.
seventh graders when we was really, yeah, where you was just
Wholesome.
trying to maybe get a dance. Yeah, just get a dance on the wall, like with a girl. Like that was the most you was gonna get in
Yeah.
1987, and that was it.
Right.
So when you hear the right and the wrong way, it was just like, yo, like what? Like just the slow jamming for me, I was a DJ and I would DJ our parties, like, our middle school parties. And like you were always looking for a slow jam. And like this was one of the joints everybody loved, like right and the wrong way to like love somebody. It's like, and again, we're gonna get into it, but these slow jams to me is what made a lot of people who are my age, I'm 51, like want to even fall in love, because these songs was still about love. These slow
Yep.
songs was still about meaningful stuff. Like I can't remember what Keith Sweat video it was, but he's in the rain in the Benz. And I just remember getting my license and just be wanting to just be driving around in the rain in the car and like scoop a girl from the bus stop or something like Keith did. You know what I mean? Because it just
Oh
looked so
wow.
cool.
Yeah.
But we gonna get into the slow jams parts of this, but this album is just like Elise said, this is just Quiet Storm ready. This is like Quiet Storm 101 right here.
Yeah. Because if you see this is you'd be like, oh shoot, they released this whole album in singles. This album had 4 official singles. The rest,
Which is crazy.
the Quiet Storm made them the singles.
Yes.
Singles, right.
Agreed. Yeah.
And they wouldn't just play no one Keith Sweat song on Quiet Storm. Oh no. You get about 1 hour.
Yep.
I love the track listing for this, and I tell you why. The first is the New Jack Swing vibe, right? Mm-hmm. So if you get in this album, you listen to this song that, something just ain't right, and you listen to it and you like, ooh, this new sound. And if you're an R&B lover, then you go to Right and a Wrong Way to Love, that traditional R&B. So it still has that. It still has the R&B love. So if you are a Freddie fan, you are a Luther fan, this song is going to get you. So It's like something just ain't right. It's just like, oh, this is different. Hold up. And then you come into this and it's like, oh, okay, I'm familiar with this. You know what I mean? I'm familiar with this. Right. The begging.
There you go.
Dudes was happy to beg. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't an issue. You know what I'm saying? And the way Keith had a voice, yeah, he was begging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just this, and like you said, it's so just R&B-ish. That's what I love about this. You know what I'm saying? But it still has that heavy drum. It's still the drum programming is still there. Teddy's still adding that into it. You know what I mean? And I have to shout out to Fred on the keyboards because after that he did Show Me Your Love for Robin S. and all of that. But him and Teddy actually started first, and there's a song on here that them two started before they got to Teddy. So this was one of the songs that they did, but then Teddy came in and added his spice to it for real. But this is a song I just remember my dad singing to. And if you don't think Keith couldn't sing, Jesus Christ. Like, hearing my dad, but it was so dope because it's like, instead of I'm hearing him kicking, because this is 87, instead of paying paid in full, I'm hearing him sing a right way. So, and my mother's actually happy he's singing it. He sound off, but he's singing it. So and then have a beat, and we in the car, and he's rocking to it. So it always just makes me think of my dad just singing this all off key with Keith and all of that. And so yeah.
But I think too, Gerald, a point that you bring up is that this was so dope that, like I said, it got in the way of hip hop. Like
Mhm.
it made it was able to creep into your rotation. So
Yeah.
the same way you talking about your dad just want to listen to hip hop, that's the same with me. And again, that's how great this album was that
Mhm.
it didn't make you want to not listen. And at least I don't know if you've heard these stories. I used to have my mixtapes 90 minutes in Timberland, like
Oh
90 minutes of
yes.
knocking boots. So all I cared about with R&B was slow jams, but even with I Want Her and Don't Stop Your Love and Something Just Ain't Right, it didn't interfere with it. I still love this album. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I think like that's the other key too. So I think that's one of the things that it may not get props for is that it was one of those Buckshot got that line, not too underground to make you stop when you mingle. Like this
Mm.
wasn't it R&B, but it was like the hip hop heads wanted it too. And it's
Yeah.
like that's what this album doesn't get enough credit for. Cause to me, this is one of the first albums that nobody looked at you different if you was playing this.
Right.
If you
Right.
walk past my house and I'm playing There's Nothing Better Than Love by Luther Vandross and Gregory Hines, niggas looking like, yo, fuck wrong with your man. You know what I mean? But if you walk past my house listening to this, it's like, oh, turn that up. You know what I mean? So this was one of the
Yeah.
first times in the hood that you could really play some R&B and niggas
Right.
would be like, yo, turn that up. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I like the part like I'm yours for the taking to do and then the do as you
As you
please.
please. Yep.
This shit
The
is
Like you
hard.
said,
backgrounds,
the
This shit
yes.
hard.
backgrounds. The
He needed,
backgrounds.
yes, because he needed Jackie
I
McGee.
don't wanna
Yes.
let you go. Child.
And
Yeah.
right. And he's singing, and then they just right behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's actually my favorite part of the song, at least. Thank you.
It's the best
It
part of the song.
really is. Because it just keeps just singing and they just behind him. You know what I mean? So I was just like, yo, can't wait till we get to Make It Last Forever. Jackie McGee was funny as shit when she talked about that. But to have all of them behind Keith like that, and shout out to Vivian, what is it? Vivian Summers, I think. And then Cliff Branch and Raheem and all of them behind him. So they did him some justice on this. But like bro said, it just made you want to fall in love. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't even know
Right.
what the hell
Yeah,
this shit is. It just,
it's Vivian Sessom,
oh, thank you. And
Tammy
she
Lucas.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tammy Lucas. Yep. I
Sammy
forgot
Lucas
about her. Yeah.
off the Juice soundtrack for the
Uh-huh. She did a
yeah.
lot too behind the scenes
A
too.
lot, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it just makes me think of the Wood, the part when they're dancing, but they not dancing to this song. But I could have just imagined this is 87, 88,
Yeah.
and the school dances, and this comes on. You know what I'm saying? And this Keith is just in his bag on this. And I love when somebody said online that I saw and I can agree with. They said this is like they will put this and Anita Baker's rap shit together because there's no skips. None.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
None.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
There's no
Nothing.
skips whatsoever. You know what I'm
There's
saying? So they
not.
was like,
There's not.
yes. So I agree. It was like it's nothing wrong. The track listing, like y'all said, no interludes, no him and Teddy in the studio talking, and yeah, we're gonna get to the next track or none of that. It was like in and
Yeah.
out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then I like when he did this on the Apollo and brought the girl up on stage. You know what I mean? And that yeah, yeah, and he lipped it. He knew better. I ain't gonna give Keith too much. We gave him a lot on
If it
fan culture,
happened,
and
it
he fucked
happened.
with it. And he
Yeah.
fucked with it. So, but again, the songwriting can't.
Yeah.
The pen was penning for real. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
was.
love this song too.
Mm-hmm. What's
Yeah.
next, Julia?
Oh, my favorite song on the album. Tell me it's me you want.
You got
Such
to
a
tell
dope
me.
song, man.
Isn't it,
Just a
bro?
dope. And the funny thing is like to me, this is the slept on song on the album because
It
most
is.
people don't talk about it. But this is like, this is just classic. And it's crazy to say classic Keith at that time because looking back, it's classic Keith.
Right.
But like to me, this was just like it just kept the party going. It just kept it. Again, it's that you're not waiting for the drop off, but you're just like, this just keeps getting better and better. And then you get to tell me it's me you want. And it's just
Right.
like, this is just as dope. And to me, it just didn't get the radio play. Like Elise said, you had 4 official singles. The other ones was Quiet Storm ready, and this one was kind of in the middle. So it's not Quiet Storm ready, and it's not midday ready either.
Mm-hmm.
So it just was nowhere, I think, for anybody to really play it, or
Right.
put it in their rotation.
I
But
agree.
it's just as good as, to me, any song off this album. And the only reason why people don't know it, I think, is because of that.
Yep. Yep. That's what me and Lisa was saying before we were saying before we recorded. We was like, there's just one song that wasn't played on the radio, and that's this. So
Right.
you're absolutely right. This is the gem, that people kind of forget about. But again, going back to the track list that I love about this, because again, you got the New Jack in the first, you got traditional R&B, but I think what Tell Me Is Me You Want, you got both. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why you said it was kind of hard to play in the daytime, but then you can't really play it at night either. So it's kind of like, where do you fit? But again, I think this is that traditional R&B mixed with that new jack swing vibe. And I'm
Right.
just like, oh, the 808s on this and the drums and like this. It was like, what the hell was they on? Like, what was they sipping in the studio? Something like, God,
Right.
I
This is
don't
when you want
know.
to be a fly on the wall. This is when
Word,
you
like,
want to be a fly on the wall.
and then what you call it, just going off. I don't want to cry. No, don't tell me you're leaving. Don't tell me you're going away. I was like, oh, Keith, what? I love
Yep.
that. And no, 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 no. And then he go low. I was like, come on, Keith.
There you go.
Yeah, and then but this is the slept on song because this is the only song that the radio didn't turn into a single.
Right.
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 Yeah, true.
It's the
True
only
indeed.
one. All the
True
other
indeed.
7 were all playing on the radio at the same damn time.
But the funny
Yeah.
thing is you still ain't skipping this joint. Like that's
Oh,
the
No.
other
not at all.
thing. Nobody's
No.
skipping this joint.
It's one of my faves too, JR. It's
Yeah.
not my favorite,
Yes.
but it could be,
It just
Yeah.
gives me the feeling of my family, like the men that really love this album and having all them together and just singing this record like at the top of their lungs. And these is hip hop cats. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I will always have that memory. So that's why it's always a favorite for me. Because I'm like, what in the hell? I'm looking at them and they just holding they 45, yes. And they holding that and they just singing to the full or old English, whatever one was there. And they just going in on this. And it's just like, God, it just, and Keith, again, the pen is pinning for real. And he's just singing for clear blood. Like,
Yeah,
like
like this
Elise said,
is
the bridges is Bridget, for real.
Right.
but you know what? Like I like Keith vocally on this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the best vocal performance on the album for sure.
Agreed.
For
Do
sure.
y'all think because it's the best vocal, that's why maybe they didn't push it to radio? If Teddy wanted him to have a certain sound?
You could be right, bro. Like,
And I'm just asking because,
No,
like,
you
y'all
might
are
be
right.
onto something.
This is his best vocal performance. But if your sound is this, then we push that, then it kind of throws that off. So we ain't gonna throw that at the radio, but we're gonna keep it over here so niggas do know you can't sing. Like, so
Right.
it's in there, it's in the cut, just in case people really want to question that. But we do want your sound to be this. So maybe that could be it.
I agree with it.
That makes
Or
sense.
I would love to know when it was recorded. Is this one of the first songs or one of the last songs? You know what I mean? Kind of like if y'all remember with Big, like when Big is on Ready to Die, he's rhyming one way in the beginning, but by the end in Unbelievable, you could kind of tell the difference. So I'm wondering, maybe this was one of the first songs they did before Teddy had the idea to sing like that. But we love the song, so we're going to keep it on here. Or maybe it was one of the, I don't know. I was just, because it does sound different than everything else that's on the album, but it's still a banger,
Yeah.
And it's still, even though it sounds different, it still fits.
Right.
No, that's a astute observation, Kill. Like,
yes.
No, that's giving me something to think about. I wonder because it is so different.
Right. Maybe that was the first joint they did in the studio. Like, yo, let's bang this out. So dope, we can't not put it on the album, but it's not the new style that you got. Same thing with Black Moon album. You hear Buckshot in the beginning with how many MCs?
How many?
That's not how he was rhyming with who who got the props. Like is a total, yeah, like that's Buckshot Shorty. And then by the time you get the how many MCs, it's like that's
The
BDI, you know,
BDI.
that's yeah,
BDI,
that's the
yeah.
BDI MC. So it's like, but
Yeah.
you listen to the end of the stage, you like, wait a second, that's not it's that Spider-Man meme. Like that ain't you, that's you.
Yeah.
So right. So maybe it was like that, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. And that's why, again, why this track listing is so dope. Because you go from there, and then now we go
To
to I Want Her. Perfect. A perfect. This is just New Jack. And the impact that this song does, this is the first New Jack Swing record to hit #1 on the R&B charts. So Keith is in the
yeah.
history books with this. You know what I mean? And it was like, between 1987 and probably 1989, I Want Her was all over the place. I actually started to get sick of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it crossed over to the pop charts. And y'all know how they get when they get
Right.
our stuff. They overplay it and play it and play it, and then they jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, then they try to copy it.
Then hello.
Be
And
bogus.
hello. And we already on it. You know what I'm saying? Like because when he performed this at the Apollo, they rocking in this joint. You know what I'm saying? And the album
Yeah.
ain't even that old when he performed it at the Apollo. I think the album was literally maybe two months old. So, you know what I mean? So we on it. You know what I mean? Even though the dudes is trying to play smooth and shit, like the girls is up just partying, the dudes is like, this joint is hard. I want to get
Yeah,
up,
but
but I gotta be
right.
smooth. Like I can't. And
But there
especially
was
when
no
you
denying this. There was no denying this. I don't care if you
no.
was a drug dealer, you went to Catholic school. There was no way to deny this album.
At
Yeah,
all.
last night saw you standing now. I couldn't picture the
The
color of
color
your
Oh
of your
hair.
yeah.
hair.
All
There
I
you go.
wanted to know is were you
Was you
really
really
there?
Yeah. Perfect, man. Just
I love
perfect.
this
It's just
song.
You know what I mean?
I have always I love this song from the moment I heard it. I still love it.
yes.
I never did get sick of it, but I could see how you could get fatigued from it. But I never
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe wrong. A little fatigued. You know what I mean? Like, whew, it's just like all over the place. But it's just that hook comes in because the break comes in, and then it's like, I wanna,
Mhm.
yep, I want that, baby. I wanna, like that shit is just,
And the best
whew,
part of the song is when you get the dance break.
Yeah.
yes. Do, do, da, 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 da. And I,
Did the breakdown. Yeah,
come
bro.
on,
Give it to me, give it to me,
keyboards,
give it to
man.
me. Ooh, baby.
It was like they were talking to each other. Like
Right.
it was like a
Wanna do
call
it
and
like this,
response. Like
baby. Wanna do it like that, sugar. Okay.
And you know the funny part is that I feel like at that time you wanted that. You know, it's similar to get a drum or something. You know what I mean? And you had the break beat because it's similar. You think back to New Jack City when Nino was walking in the club. You those songs had those dance breaks like that because
yeah,
this was the crowd. You were making this music for a dancing crowd. You weren't making
right.
this music for dudes just on the wall, just chilling.
Vibes.
People forget, and right in New Jack City, Nino Brown is fucking dancing. This is the biggest
Yes.
drug dealer in Harlem, and
Yep.
he's dancing. Like I
Mm-hmm.
tell niggas back in the day, niggas would be dancing, then stick up the party. Like just because you had the gun on you or you was a hood dude didn't mean you didn't want to dance. Like
And sweating for
so,
life too.
right?
Sweating.
So you had to have these little dance breakdowns because it was like, oh, this is where we could dance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't. Yeah, because he didn't even have a video for this.
Nah,
Mm-mm. Sure did
There's
not.
no video.
nope.
Not at all. And that's crazy for because this is MTV time. And
Right.
that's helping, you know what I'm saying? Some of these artists get bigger songs. The video, Who Killed the Radio Star? The video killed the radio star. So he didn't even have a video for this. And this shit still crossed over?
And it still sold 3 mil
Right.
with no video for his two biggest songs.
Nope.
None.
Nope.
None.
And for the songs with videos, they're not memorable.
Right.
Yeah, because something just ain't right. I'm like, what
They're
was we
they're
doing?
they're not they're not memorable
Yeah.
videos.
And Don't Stop Your Love is just him like performing, right? It's just like
Yep.
a
Yep.
concert, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was a cheap video. That's all that was. All right, we're gonna get you while you on tour. We're gonna get a couple of, zoom in shots of you, and boom, that's it.
Yep.
They would keep non-dancing
Yeah,
ass, but it's cool.
you kind of like do addition with Not My Kind of Girl with
I
where it was.
hate
No, it sucks. But
that video
But,
version.
but
I
oh,
hate
go
it.
ahead, Lisa. I'm sorry.
no, that was it.
Oh, I was gonna say, and it's funny because at that time I'm in ninth grade, and my marketing mind is like, I'm like, oh, they did Bobby's My Prerogative live, they did I'll Be Sure Rescue Me
Uh,
live, and they did You're Not My Kind of Girl
yeah.
live because they were all on tour together at that time. So it was almost I was like, oh shit, they did
Mhm.
kind of to give you a preview of why you should go to the show because if you went to the show this is what you will be getting. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I see
Yeah.
y'all with the marketing and getting us ready to, take our money to see these tickets and everything. So
Right.
like, okay, I see what you just did there. Okay. Yeah, we gonna go to the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe, let me tell you something about your friend Kia. He be
What I do?
knowing more about R&B than he let on.
I told
No,
him that. I
no,
always tell
no,
him
I
Say
that.
you
don't.
know everything, but you
Yeah,
know
no.
more than you give yourself credit for or that you
Okay,
I
I'll
realize.
take
told him
that. I
that.
will take that. I'll take that.
Or
With
maybe
y'all
you
two,
just been around JR for years
with y'all two
now.
in the room, I just sit back. I just sit back and just dead ass.
And
Like,
I'll be like, Kill, you know some shit. Like, because this is an album you lived through. So you
but the thing
would.
but it's discussing it. You know what I mean? Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, once you discuss, I've never thought of any of these things before we're sitting here discussing this. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's almost like that's what brings it out. I never thought in my life that Tell Me What You Want was the last song, but having a discussion, I'm like, oh shit, this is like Big and Black Moon. Like, okay, maybe that's what happened or things
True.
like that.
True. Ah, well, we get to the duet.
Yeah.
The duet that Jackie thought was the wackest song in the world.
She didn't like it?
No. And
Ooh.
why is because she heard the demo. And she
Mm.
said, when Teddy gave it to her, she was just like, okay. But she said, I don't think this dude from Sounding Like Slave gonna fit my voice. She was like, no. Because she was like, he was like, yeah. She was like, what I'm gonna do here? like what I'm gonna. So that's why Teddy was the one that told her in the beginning. Ooh, he was having her do all of that because she heard, Keith's demo, and she was like, "Nah, this ain't gonna work for me." Like she kept saying, "Like, nah, this ain't gonna work for me." But I think it worked perfectly. It
Yeah.
worked perfectly.
And
Yeah.
artists, they never be liking them songs that end up being their biggest
Right.
hit and biggest hit, like critically acclaimed. Like they never, think about. I mean, insert any group of singer, they be like, "I was heard that song." I was like, "What is that?" But
Right.
Right.
that's how it be. And
But
then I
she was
guess
like,
sometimes you can't hear this. This sound backwards. Hear the vision, but sometimes you can't hear the vision on a demo.
mhm.
Cause we've heard some
Right.
demos. Think about them people that got them Jermaine Dupri demos and stuff. They probably was like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
They did. They was
I
talking mess
know.
about it.
That's why I used him as his.
Right. Because Monica was like, all right. She was like, Jermaine, okay, I got it from here. Usher done told him plenty of time. Usher will laugh at the demo. He will laugh at it. Be like, what? You trying to do what? All right, I got it.
Yeah, you hear the demo, or if you get a song that got kind of wacky lyrics, you're like, "How's this going to work?" You know?
And she said the song, like the production, she was for. She was like, the
Right.
production was cool. Like, she was like, I'm with that. But then she said, once they started really getting into it and really doing what they do, she was like, now, did she think it was going to be a hit like it was? No. You know what I mean? She was like, we was touring, and next thing you know, they brought it out as a single, and they was like, the label was like, we need a video, and the people, they managers was like, they can't. They too busy. We don't get a video, and the song is huge. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's just, uh, but them two at the end just going on singing for blood, like I love it, yo. I mean, I know Teddy put up, he put up Jackie's voice a little higher, so and lowered Keith a little bit. It's cool, but it worked, and I just love them ad libbing at the end, and it's just like the growl that she's giving, and he's giving growl, and it's just, man, this song is.
You know, the only disservice I think it did of it not having a video, it did a disservice to her because people didn't know who she was.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Because she
And
was supposed
that's
to.
a great point. I was just literally saying today, I've never seen this woman a day in my life.
Really?
Nah.
Wow.
I've never, and I don't think the average person knows. If we took a poll right now, I don't think the average person even knows who sings the
Who
duet with
Jackie
Keith.
McGee sings, yeah.
I mean, yeah, wouldn't even know the name.
Right.
If you said who sings, Make It Laugh Forever with Keith, it'd be like, damn, who is she? Like, so I think, like you said, Elisa didn't even give it that. And I think to me, JR, the other dope thing is the most important thing about this is being in the studio together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, how would this track have come out if it would have been like, all right, I'm gonna send you Keith stuff and then you just put your stuff and like, nah, this was the magic of being in the studio together. This is the magic of trusting the producer's vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all the important things that sometimes are missing now, just connecting. If it's hard to see somebody's vision if you don't trust them as a producer,
Right.
or if I just met you online as a producer, I just sent you a beat. And I'm like, come on, Elise, you gotta see the bigger vision. Nigga, I don't know who you are, nigga. You some nigga I met on Twitter. I don't know your vision. So it's different when you're in the studio with somebody and you're like, no, I'm seeing this and I'm seeing this, and this song is gonna be a wedding song, and this song was so crazy. This song came out in 87. It was my prom's theme in 1992.
Wow.
The name of our prom was Make It Last Forever. So you're talking about this song is 87. My prom in 1992.
5 years later.
5 years later was Make It Last Forever. You still have people today who get married and play Make It Last Forever. So you have a song that has gone from 1987 to 2026, and that will still continue to be played. So I think that's the thing. And I'm wondering if Teddy saw that vision. But I mean, I think that's one of the most incredible things about this song, especially that piece about my prom, because it was like no rap about. I was like, oh no, we want to call it Make It Last Forever. That was just off the rip. And songs don't last that long back in those days. It's like, oh, we got 15 more. No, Make It Last Forever.
Wow.
So
that's dope.
Especially that Jack era, because it's a lot of forgotten fallen soldiers of songs.
Right.
From that.
Right.
That's real talk. That's real.
Yeah, I remember we when we were doing our lives and we were singing Make It Last Forever.
Yes. Yes, and Jackie loved it. She was like, y'all are clowning. Like, she came in and gave us all these hearts because me and Elise were, ooh, when you kissing. That's when we start at the bridge. And with the way IG went, it was a little delayed, but it worked.
Yeah, it was fun.
And what was the joint Mariah Carey? She did this over, right?
She did, she did it with Thank God I Found You. Her and the remix with her and Joe.
And Joe,
the remix of it.
And I liked it.
I did too.
Yeah,
Mariah got with the right remixes and did her thing with it.
They put the right people on it.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, sis, going back to Jackie. I think it did her a disservice, like you said, because she actually was supposed to be really the original queen of hip hop soul. Andre Harrell found her, and he wanted to call her the queen of ghetto love. And she's like, again, this is something new. And she's like, I ain't with it. She's like, I just want to sing. I don't, all that you got going, I ain't with it. I just want to blow. And it obviously wasn't meant for her and come in to marry. And here we go. Andre Harrell wanted her. So maybe if they would have done a video, we would have got to see her and be like, oh, this is her. And then they could have threw a single right after. You know what I'm saying? To build on the momentum. That could have worked
because she was the baddie. She was
fly. Yeah. Yes. Short and all that, and can sing for blood. You know what I'm saying? So
what happened with Shorty?
Huh?
What happened with Shorty?
You know the industry, man. And then again, this is what happened in 92. Once 92 changed, all of that just standing at a mic ain't gonna work.
He
You
had a
know what I'm
great
saying?
background career.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
she
Background
did a
singer
lot of that.
for big
And
artists. Yeah.
right. And then you know the cause Kill, you know, she actually did she's the girl that's singing on Expression from Salt and
Oh,
Pepper.
Salt and Pepper. Okay, nah, I ain't know that.
Yes, that's
And
her.
they fucked her over
Okay.
Fucked her over big
Oh,
big
time.
time.
Yeah.
damn.
She wrote it. She wrote that part and didn't get credit for it. So
The
again,
game
and
is
I
the
think the
game.
industry
Right.
had her just, she's like, I'm done with this industry. You know what I mean? Not getting
Yeah.
the right credit. Then people behind you ain't doing you right. And, you know, she's doing background for Keith, which is fine, but she want to be her own artist too. And then by the time they came out with her, everybody was kind of removing themselves from that sound. So Jackie didn't get the push that
Right.
she deserved for real. But again, her and Keith on this, perfect with each
Perfect.
other. You know what I'm saying? You know, Teddy kind of let them kind of go off, and he lets I love that he lets Keith kind of go off at the end, not too much. He give him just enough. You know what I
Right.
mean? And again, he lowered his vocals and put up Jackie. So Jackie is just growling and doing all that. You know what I mean? So yeah, what a duet! What a duet! Great, great
Yeah.
song. Mm-hmm. So we get to the remake of the album, In the Rain.
Now here's what I'm dying to know. What did y'all think about it?
I love it. I think it's my favorite. Even though the Dramatics did it, that's fine. But I
Okay.
love Keith's version.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
The way they ran this song on Quiet Storm.
Oh
Yeah.
A
God,
lot of
yes.
a lot of time it would be the background during the
With the rain.
promos and
Yep.
stuff throughout the. I
Yep.
love it. I do,
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
I
because
do think vocally he sounds insane, crazy,
and
weird, but I love it.
what else can I do? Like
Like,
he's like really straight.
like I hate the vocal, but I love the song. It be like
Yeah.
that. The vocal sucks bad. Hey, that's my guy, but it's bad. But I love the
Because it's
song. That
like he's
production, it's so thick.
Yeah.
very. But again, he's getting the traditional R&B again. The people that's not, that's kind of
Right.
like this new Jack. Okay, I'm digging it, but I still want that R&B for real, the traditional. He's giving it with that. You know what I mean? And it's just, I love his version. I love it better than the
It sounds
dramatics.
crazy. Oh, I wouldn't say all that, but
Oh,
that's why you just started liking stuff like dramatic. That's not one of your groups.
ain't one. Oh, yeah.
I love the dramatics. JR, he's iffy about them, but
Yes,
I like I'm a huge dramatics fan, so
yes. So you like their version better?
I do
Oh,
way
yeah.
better. I love
Yeah.
Keith, but the original is just
Oh, damn, way better
beautiful to
though.
me.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I said, right?
No,
Okay.
I thought you didn't mean it. I didn't know you meant it.
Something just ain't right with you.
At least what you say, like Biggie said, if I said it, I meant it.
Car we sent it. That's
And
Bite
right.
my tongue
right,
for no one. Unbelievable.
right, right. And just the reign of the dramatics. Wow, the
The
dramatic of it all.
dramatics.
Just the rain and just all that, the way Teddy's singing, because he's singing like a per fool, but you feeling him. You know what I'm saying? Very Mary-ish. Did I say that?
Out loud.
Out loud too. But you feeling him, like you feeling him
Yeah.
through pain, like you really feel like he's really singing in the rain for this chick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
And again, as
yeah.
a seventh grader, as somebody who's 13, it's like, wow, that's how I feel to be in love. Like you out here, like really like this. It's like, damn, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which is dope. Which is dope because again, this was what planted seeds for people to even want to fall in love, to even want to be in relationships. It is something that's y'all know me from the work I do with teens. It's missing now. There are no seeds to want to be in love. There's no seeds to want to even be like, I want to be with you. It's like I'm trying to smash and that's it. Like that's all I'm trying to do. So songs like this, I mean, again, it was really planting the seeds for boys to be like, damn, I want a girlfriend. Like, I wasn't just thinking I want to smash. I'm like, I want a girlfriend so I can smash, but I want the girlfriend first. You know what I mean? So
Right, right.
now it's like, oh, I don't need the girl to smash. I'm gonna just do what I do. And I think songs like this and albums like this is kind of what planted that for people my age.
And In the Rain, this is kind of like thinking of the dudes because he could have did a video with him singing In the Rain. Well, he technically did with "Give It All My Love to You" because he was
Right,
singing in the rain. But then the dude starts singing in the rain in the video.
right.
We're missing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a
Yeah.
whole
It was
different
something
thing that
about the
keep it done.
rain.
Something, just something about the rain.
Yeah.
You know what
All
I
you
mean?
R&B groups, y'all need to do shit in the rain. Y'all want a
Come
new
on,
You
come
need
on.
feature
If we can
video?
get R&B groups again,
you need to put the rain sounds back on the record.
come
Yeah.
on.
Because
Come,
80s and early and 90s, they put their rain sound on there in a second.
oh yeah, Luther and Freddie was good for it too.
Well, shit, the dramatics, they got it on the original. So
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, Keith kept it the same. He just
yeah, he didn't switch.
sung it different. He just sung
Right.
it in Keith. You know what I'm saying? With the way he did it.
And the reason why Keith would never be my favorite for the original, because in the original they are like them dudes are singing for blood.
And you're getting harmonies and all of
Yeah,
that with it.
and it's a
Yeah.
group, and yeah, so.
Yeah, yeah. You're
That,
just getting backgrounds from
but I
oh
adore
no,
the
because you're
but
getting
I
all of
adore
them.
the production of
The
Right.
new
of
joint.
Keith's. I adore it.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. The dramatic of everything. Just how it just starts with all the rain.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we really you saying in the rain, you're gonna give us in the rain. Like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? So yes. What a song. All
Hmm.
righty. How deep is your love?
Man, you talk about a slow joint.
Listen.
Man,
This is
man.
probably my favorite Keith Sweat song.
And I know
It's
Keith would love that.
it could be mine too. How deep is your love was like, man. Again, I'm a kid. I'm 7. It's 13. And again, people watching, y'all gotta remember 13 in 1987. You're really a 13-year-old. You're not like
Okay.
thinking like 13-year-old. Like one of my kids was in, they got suspended, and she was like, she in 6th grade, and she was like, the girls thought I wanted her man. I'm like, if I wanted your man, I could have had your man. And I'm like, yo, the fact that y'all have to be dealing with this in 6th grade, like you
Right.
sound like a grown woman. Like there weren't these arguments in 87 with a 6th grader talking about if I wanted your man, I could have your man. And it's like this is just where we're at now. So it's like our
Yeah.
kids don't even get a chance to be kids. So I know younger people watch may be like, yo, you be talking crazy, but no, back in the 80s, like we really were kids. Like, watch Stranger Things. That's what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck shit was like. Niggas went to the mall, niggas rode their bikes. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we did. So, like, when you hear something like How Deep Is Your Love, it's like, damn. Like, again, I want to be in love. I want to, the way that these kids hear songs about having sex and they like, damn, I want to have sex. Yo, do this and do that. It was like, yo, I want to be in love because we wasn't hearing songs about sex like that back in
Mm-mm.
these
So
times. So,
overt.
yeah,
No.
so overt. So it's like, yo, I feel like my generation wanted to be in love. This new generation just wants to have sex. And they're
Right.
two totally different things. You know what I mean? If we were having sex, we were having sex with somebody we were in love with versus this new generation. They're just having sex. Love has nothing to do with smashing no more, which
Mm-hmm.
is the sad part. You know what I mean? But how deep is your love? I mean, Chef's Kiss, probably. I'm with you, Elise. Probably my favorite Keith Sweat song.
And he freestyled this whole joint. If y'all think about it, the words don't rhyme.
See, now I gotta go back and listen to it. See,
It don't rhyme at all. Nothing. Nothing rhymes on it on any of the
so he
verses.
was just
Nothing
coming off top with this.
coming off the top of the head. He went in the studio and came off the top of the head and did the joint. I was like, wow. Wow. So that's why his pen always be penning, because if he could do that like that,
Right?
and
Yeah, if you could make my favorite song be something you just came off the top of the head with, you
yep,
freestyle, you a
yep,
bad boy.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you go back and look at the lyrics, y'all, nothing rhymes. And that's so now you can definitely know he's coming off the top because he's just saying it.
Right.
That's it. That's it. I was bugged out when I found that out. Because then at first I'm like, nah. And then I had to go back. I was like, wait a minute. This joint don't rhyme. Like, wait a minute. So this
That's
is just a
crazy.
conversation. He's just whatever. And he just went in the studio and did that. That's artistry for your ass. Like, for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then to Teddy to follow him production wise, he had no lyrics. So what was he doing? Like, that's just the magic of him and Teddy. You know what I mean? Just to create a song like this. Just this I heard all the time on the radio.
Yeah.
All
Right.
the time.
This
Like
is a great,
what?
and you know what's funny? The only slow jam single was "Make It Last Forever." The rest was the up tempos.
Yep.
I wanna,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Something just ain't right.
I'm just saying right, and
And don't stop your love.
thank you, JR.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, but "How Deep Is Your Love?" That's one of them. That's one of them songs you put on your GTD.
Come
tape.
on.
That's one of them ones.
Yeah, how deep. And then not just that, but the bang that came, the knot that came with these slow jams. Because you have drug dealers driving up my block with
Yes.
this, because the bass was just so, so would shake the trunk. So like you was having like drug dealers playing slow jams, you know what I mean? Which is crazy to think, but it was all about what could make the car knock. And that's another thing that Ted was doing with this album, was making R&B that was infiltrating now the car systems too. So it
Yeah.
started to become a system, a point of reference of, I got to make songs that, and I'm sure it's no coincidence that we talking about Harlem niggas. We talking about niggas who came up in the Alpo, Rich Porter, AZ
Flashy
era of
niggas.
drug dealers. Yeah, you in Harlem in the 80s, fucking
Flashy.
mid to late 80s. You talking drug dealers, fucking anonymous almost out there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, so again, I'm sure Teddy's like, I gotta make some shit for these niggas to be able to bang out too. You know what I mean?
And then for us just to realize that Teddy didn't really want to do this because he wanted to do more hip hop. So he like,
Right,
look, I gotta appeal to the hip hop lovers that I want to, I want to talk to.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So he's sitting up here like these motherfuckers gotta knock. I gotta have the dudes wanting to bang this and they will.
Because when you think about it, Luther, Freddie, none of them are giving you nothing that is gonna bang.
No.
You know what I mean? Incredible slow jams.
Yes.
But
Yep.
Anita's not giving you, Rapture is not gonna bang in some drug dealer's BMW or they a Suzu Amigo. It's not. Whereas this, like this album is gonna bang. Like you gonna take the top off your Amigo, put this joint in the tape deck, and that thing is gonna sound incredible. You know what I mean? So again, there's so many things that this album has done for the culture and R&B together. Not just R&B, it did a lot for hip hop too.
Yes.
Like, and people don't. There's no rating for the album that got played in drug dealers' cars the most. What R&B album got played in drug dealers' cars the most?
There's no
Like,
chart.
Right.
There's no award for that. You know what I mean?
No.
But this nigga right here would win the award for R&B album that got the most play in a drug dealer's car in the 80s.
Yeah, go ahead, sis.
And then you think about I would say who came and did that, a few years later is the Jodeci production. That's different. It knocks in a car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And go shout out to
And that's why how this album is so monumental and so impactful. You know what I mean? And then when mainstream realized, oh, this shit can hit, then what came after? You got, Bobby, you got Al B. Sure, you got all. Then he started. Then he got with his hip hop ass because he started working with Hev. Then he started. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, this works for Teddy, you know what I'm saying? And then who he started working with? Michael. You know what I'm saying? He had Michael making your shit knock in the car. You know what I'm saying? So this album is so impactful, and that's why people kind of can't skip. You can't skip it because, like Kill said, it did wonders for R&B and hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ain't no rapping on this,
Right.
at all.
Right.
It's
There's no
your
Slick
production.
Rick like on I'll Be Sure with Off on Your Own. There's no
Nope.
remixes with no rappers. But again,
Mm-mm.
this is why
The singers
y'all
from the house.
show this is why y'all show is so necessary because you guys are educating the
Yep.
masses on this. So it's like this is why you can't skip this album. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like it literally is the foundation. You can't start building a house without the foundation. You know,
Right.
so this is it right here. This is like you said, this is what introduced R&B to car systems. Cause before
Yeah.
that, you're not banging, like I said, nothing else in your whip like this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. 86 time? Nah, you're not banging
Nah, there's
Rapture.
nothing.
I mean, you're not knocking Janet for the girls, they might be, but
Yeah, but
not
I
the
mean, as
dudes.
far as the drug dealers, like when you think about the 808, when you was talking about the 808s earlier,
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
think about Tony's Me and You off the Boys in the Hood soundtrack. When that thing
Mm-hmm.
drops, as soon as you hear that just Me and You and that 808 hits,
Boom.
that's it.
Yep.
And that started from right here. Being
Yeah.
able to create the music that dudes would want to play in they whip because it banged. Because that's all we really cared about. We
Yeah.
paid all this money for these systems and all these woofers and tweeters in the back of the trunk and everything like that. We needed that music, and that's what R&B started to give us with this album.
Kind of like what, I feel as though it's always the sound of Young America, thanks to Barry, when he did
Mm-hmm.
that with Motown for real. It's like, okay, this is what the young sound is. And then what happened in the 70s with Philly? This is what the young sound is. But we
Right.
got shit in politics that we need to speak to them. You still got the dudes
Mm-hmm.
wearing the suits and all this. And like Elise said, we're dancing and crying, though. You know what I'm saying? It's making you think. We get into the 80s. Again, that's where the experimental shit is coming in. We don't have a sound no more. You know what I mean? It's like, what is going on? Then we get this. And it was like, oh, this is what the young kids is knocking to. So the
Mm-hmm.
sound of Young of America, like you said, this is what we could bang in our cars at the time. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
your drug dealers that you at 13 could knock to it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
had my dad that was rocking to. He's 21. He rocking to it. 22. He rocking to it. So it's just Keith. Thank you.
Yeah.
Keith and Teddy, thank you. That's all I got to say. You know what I mean? Because if this album didn't hit like that, who knows if we would have got Don't Be Cruel? Who knows if we
Right.
would have got, I'll Be Sure? Who knows if we would have got any of this stuff? How things would have changed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So definitely. But How Deep Is Your Love? Yes. A slow jam. That's a must on the playlist. For real.
Yep.
The GTD playlist. That
Mhm.
don't rhyme. So y'all go back and y'all listen to that joint and y'all gonna see, oh
I'm gonna
shit,
listen to
he
this
did
shit
freestyle
tonight.
that joint. Yup, and you're gonna see, oh, this shit don't rhyme. Like,
I was just looking at something. So
but,
the perfect sequencing, but if you look, the first two songs, something just ain't right. And then the next song, right and the wrong way. The
I
next
see where
one,
you going.
tell me it's you tell me it's me you want. I want her. That
wow.
other two don't make no sense. But then at the end, how deep is your love, and then don't stop your love. So it just kind of
Look at Lilise over there. This nigga breaking the code. This nigga we about to go find the Ark of the Covenant or something
He
now,
did this
man.
shit with the Earth, Wind, and Fire Spirit album. She did the same thing.
See, this who you need to call when you need to solve a mystery. When you in a damn escape room, we need to take you to the escape room with us because this
Right.
nigga putting all the stuff together.
thanks. I'm the type I'm putting somebody who likes puzzles and logic puzzles
Well, shit, you done
and
got that because
mystery.
I ain't never pay attention to
I ain't
that.
never pay attention to that shit at all, ever. And it makes sense. Like you said, make it last forever and in the rain. You don't know how that fits, but
Yeah, how
side
deep is
A
your love, and
works.
then don't stop your love. You in the album with that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, listen, you know what I mean? That the drums was banging. That don't stop your love. Don't stop. Yeah, like it's yo, man. It's like them stabs. Again, ending the album on a perfect note. And at the end of the day, you don't want the album to end. You're like, nah, not yet. And it's like, damn, it's over. We gotta run it back. You know what I mean? So perfect.
Come
Five
on, like
mic.
how he started. Just it was 3 o'clock when I looked at the time. Like, yeah, yo, like it's
Man.
so hard, yo.
That's
Like
so dope.
and then it just, girl, like it just,
I've been thinking about you all
all
day.
day long.
Man.
This is the song that got him the deal.
Oh, word?
This is the song that got him the deal.
Well, I see
For
why they gave him the deal.
yes, because he only had a single deal when they heard this.
Mm.
So this was before Teddy.
Mm.
This was with him and Fred that I said in the beginning that was playing on the
Right, on the
keyboards and all that.
keyboards.
Fred
Yes,
McFarlane.
it was just him and them two, and he sent it to Electra, and Electra heard it and was like, "Oh!" And then they was hearing the other stuff that he was doing. Him and Teddy started doing. It was like, "Oh no, we want a full album." But this
Okay.
"Don't Stop Your Love" got him the deal
And
to
that's
create
Jackie. That's Jackie on the
backgrounds. Yep,
backgrounds. Yeah.
yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She all over this, yo.
Yeah, almost. It's only like 2 or 3 songs that she's not on.
Right, but she's on everything else. But yeah, yo, like you started with something just ain't right coming in, and then they say, "Oh, we gonna leave you with the new Jack Swing flavor," and you do "Don't Stop Your Love," and the way that it just hits like boom, 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 like
Yeah,
ah,
man.
ah, don't stop you. I need your love, like
Right now.
Crazy.
that's my part. No,
John is
baby.
crazy, man.
I
You know,
just
Keith needs a whole lot more props than what Keith
yes,
gets because this
yes,
dude owned the Quiet Storm
yep.
for years. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Then to go on to the album that's behind the leaves, then you go on to the new Jack City soundtrack with There You Go Telling Me No, which was
And,
crazy. I mean, the
and he said
dude
he
just
came
had,
up with that the night before. See, Keith is just dope like that, yo. Like that's the pen be penning, like for
yeah,
real. But
yeah,
and then for this album to hit the way it did, right? And he didn't have to come out with another album until 3 years later. Just goes
yeah.
to show how, and it was 4 official singles, but you might as well say it was what? It was 7.
7. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
7 songs,
This
and
was one
he
of those albums you could just hit play on the radio if you wanted to and just let it go wherever
and
you
let it
wanted to
go.
go.
Let it go. Like I like
Yeah,
how Mary was like, if I do get in verses, she was like, I can let What's the 4-1 play and walk away. Keith can do this with don't with Make It Last Forever. Play it and walk.
yeah.
And
I don't even gotta explain nothing. Just
at all. I'm just gonna let it rock. Because you're gonna sing
yeah,
along, you're gonna want to dance, you can everything in this. And again, the albums are not long.
yeah.
When like Elise said, when these albums start to become 16 and 17, it was like
But you know the crazy thing, bro, I'm sitting here, 8 songs, 44 minutes. You could get an album now with 12 songs and it's 28 minutes,
Yep.
which is
because we're
crazy.
missing bridges. That's number
Right,
one.
right, 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 right. But it's like, how do you have 12 songs and it's 28 minutes and this is 8 songs and it's 44 minutes? Almost
44.
damn near double what your album is, but it's 4 songs shorter, you know? Because like you
Yeah.
said, no bridge, where we getting in and out, songs is 2.5 minutes. There ain't no breakdown no more. You know what I mean? So, again, perfect album.
Perfect.
Uh, perfect, man.
Perfect. Yeah,
Perfect.
it's never a song that we said we didn't like. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? And with this starting the new Jack Swing, quote unquote, you had to have a perfect album like this for it to be right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because if it would have had some weak songs on it, it'd have been like, I don't know how this gonna work. But
Right.
then once this hit, and you said this was November '87, and you go into '88, and it's just like everybody's trailing that, but Keith is still rocking in
Right.
'88. You know what I'm saying? So I just was just like, you gotta discuss this because how perfect it is, first of all, and it was just like the domino effect, just because of this everything came afterwards. And that's why I was like, he deserved his props down. Him and Teddy created greatness on this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is a timeless album. You can play this now and that shit rock for real. And I love it. And it just makes me think about all my family that no longer here. You know what I mean? I know they probably wherever they at, they up there rocking to this. Trust,
Right.
singing it off key and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it makes me smile just putting on this album and talking about it, and it's just a great album, and I love it down.
Yeah. Definitely dope, man. Definitely dope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have now reached my favorite part of the show.
Oh.
That is our word song association. So I'm gonna give you some songs that was banned in 1988
All
because
right.
this was released in November. So we're gonna go
Yeah.
88 with it. Even though
Mm-hmm.
87 was a banger. But
Woo! I could imagine. Oh, I could imagine.
a
Woo!
banger. So yeah,
Whew.
I'm gonna give you 5 different songs. You give me the first thought or word or memory attached to that song.
All right.
All right. We're gonna start off with Bobby Brown. Let's do Don't Be Cruel. Don't Be Cruel.
Oh, don't be cruel. Benz. Bobby and that Benz. I wanted the
All
Benz. I was like,
right.
yo, I
Yeah.
want the Benz. That was it. You know what I mean? That big up on the door, Benz. That's the word, Benz. You know what I mean?
Wow.
For Bobby's Don't
Yes.
Be Cruel, man. So
Yes.
yeah. 13 won the Benz. Can't even drive yet, but I wanted that. I wanted Bob's Benz.
Oh my God, man, the swag that guy had. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wearing a church suit, but still got the swag on. For real.
And to me, in my mind, I was always Bobby Brown because I would never want to do group shit. Like, I'm not wearing that outfit. I'm not doing that. So Bob to me was always like my spirit animal. Like, yeah, nigga, I ain't fucking with that. Like, we solo, my nigga. Let's go out here and do this. So yeah, Bobby's Benz, I'll take that.
And you know, to speaking of that real quick, the guys was so they talk about any heartbreak now, and they was
Mhm.
like, they'd be like, "Don't Be Cruel" is better. They said they didn't have no street joints
Yeah,
on heartbreak. They was like, we didn't, because they was like, what song will compare to My Prerogative? What song is gonna compare to
yeah,
Don't Be Cruel? They was like,
yeah,
even Rock With You and Roni, them joints knock too. They was
yeah.
like, you know, when they coming in with sorry, they like, okay. Like,
The the hardest thing they had on that was the remix to Any Heartbreak with the
Yeah.
video with
that's
Heavy
it.
D and everybody. Yeah.
Going on, going on, going on.
Yeah, they
Going
got
on.
me going, guy.
Going
Get
on.
going on. Yeah, you know what I
That's
mean?
why they knew
So
with Home Again, they knew that shit had to knock with all
yeah,
six.
That had hit me off. Need that.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that part. That part. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because they said when they saw Bobby with Ralph said when he saw Bobby come out with the Donkey Crew video, he said, y'all, yeah. Like,
Yep.
what do we do? You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yes. All right. Next song. Uh I'll Be Sure. Night and Day.
Pretty motherfucker. Like pretty boy motherfucker. Like that was like a New Jack City where like what Nino do when he stabbed Christopher Williams? What he say? Pretty motherfucker, I never liked you
Yeah.
anyway.
Pretty
Anyway,
much.
yep.
Yeah, like that's what it is now. I mean, Albie just light skin. Like that was the time in the era of like everybody wanted light skin. That was that era where girls were like, "Kill, you too dark. We ain't fuck. We only fuck with light skinned niggas." You know what I mean? So
Wow.
yeah, that was a real era. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you know that and again, it wasn't until Kane and Rakim and Bobby and everybody and all the dark skinned dudes started coming out that then it was like, all right, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, I went from
Right.
not being in style to being in style in like a year. Like girls being like, no,
Right.
you too dark. Then it was like 50 girls trying to get with me. Like, and I'm like, damn, like, and I was just trying to get in because I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna go out of style again. Like, I really thought like I was a pair of sneakers. Like, I don't know when I'm going out of style, so I gotta do what I
Right.
can while I'm still here. So, but Albie's classic album. I mean, I love In Effect Mode. It's one of the greatest albums of me ever. Kyle West,
Yeah, you do.
slept
Oh
on
God.
producer,
Yes, he
just
is.
beyond slept on. So
Break
I would say
it
classic with that.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That mama of mine was obsessed with I'll Be Sure. She played the record all the time. She just loved I'll Be Sure down.
Yeah. I got to shout out my man Drew. He was in my high school. This nigga looked just like Al B. Shore. That is my word. Like unibrow and everything. It was like
For
Al B.
real.
Shore part. And of course, he had any girl he wanted because the nigga looked just like Albie Shore. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. You would have thought I went to high school with fucking Albie Shore. Like, my man Drew,
Wow.
that nigga had any girl he wanted. I think he used to mess with my homegirl Tamara. Like, it's crazy I remember this shit 40 years later, but yeah,
Right.
nah. Classic album. I love Albie Shore, man. Great album.
Yes.
Yes. All right. The next song will be that's some bangers. Michael Jackson.
Oh. Oh yeah, okay.
Man in the Mirror. I was just trying to pick one of them because there's a lot of them that year.
Yo, here's the wild part. I hated that fucking song. Just,
Wow.
I could not stand Man in the Mirror. If you want to know what hell would be for me, trap me in a fucking Walmart with Dirty Dancing on all the TVs, playing Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror for eternity. Like, there's no rest of life, just for eternity. And I would just like and trap me in there with Dame Dash, who just won't stop fucking talking. That would be hell for me. Would be trapped in a Walmart. So the word would be hell.
And the main
to
nigga
put to Man in the Mirror.
the main nigga to talk about don't be a chatty patty. Look where he is now.
Look at
right,
you.
but
now
then
look at you.
Right.
yeah, trap me in a Walmart with Dirty Dancing on, with Man in the Mirror playing, with Dame Dash for eternity. That is my hell.
Wow. Maybe you should have picked another one.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect. That was perfect. That was perfect, man.
Ain't to say how much you love a song. It's your emotion.
Yeah.
Facts.
No, child. I need a little negativity. Damn.
Right. Because we ain't had none with Keith.
I need a little bit of mess. Shit. All right. And we gonna end it with God, there's so many bangers. We will end it with I'm just gonna do this one to make y'all laugh. And James already know how I feel about this song. James Brown. I'm real.
Yo, here's the wild part. Full Force. That's what makes me think about it.
That's Elise Peoples right there, y'all.
Yeah.
That's what makes me think about that. Full Force. We just shouted them out on 5B when I was saying groups. We just did groups who didn't really make it into the 90s as far as group wise.
Yes.
But you laid a huge foundation. Full Force, man. Full Force. And if I'm not mistaken, that was like James's first time back on the chart in like 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that would be the word I come up with is Full Force, man. You know, some big ass Brooklyn niggas with crazy names with Jerry curls, but yeah, Full Force. I said if you could imagine a Brooklyn nigga with a Jerry curl, there's Full Force. Just
right there.
If you Google Brooklyn nigga with Jerry curl, I guarantee you Full Force will come up because that's exactly what a Brooklyn nigga would look like.
Yes.
And you know what? One of the reasons I love this song so much is because James Brown is talking shit.
Right.
He is shit.
To the rappers.
Yeah.
Right. Like, nigga, I'm the one y'all sampling. Like,
facts.
Yeah.
Right. I am it, man.
Mm-hmm. And I'm the real super bad.
Yeah. So yeah, that is dope. Man, I love talking to y'all, man. I don't want to never leave y'all, man. It's like when it's like when you spend your summer in Brooklyn. I never wanted to come back with my cousins. It's like I'd spend every summer in Brooklyn. I'm like, damn, I gotta go back home, y'all. Like, nah.
Yes. That's why, bro, you got to come and talk about the album you feeling. That's why I knew Keith was gonna be the one.
All you gotta do is
talk about.
All y'all gotta do is put up the bat signal. I'm here every time, man.
Oh yes, for sure.
I feel like with Kill, we need to discuss that Albie Shore album.
Shit! What shit?
Yes, he would.
Shit
be the
is
one.
right here. Keep it right there, there in the cut, man.
I think that'll
Perfect
be a
album.
album.
Oh my God, this is such an incredible album. Kyle West, man.
I have some things to say about Al, but I do like the album.
Well, that's fine. We got something to say about every damn body. We even told
Yeah, I
You got a
mean,
point
Keith,
there.
like, come
Yeah.
on now.
we bigged up Keith all night, but the nigga, we all had jokes, but
Yeah, we
still an
did. We
incredible
did.
album.
True. Does not take away from the credit. Yes, that would be an album, bro. We'll talk about because anytime we talk about any '80s R&B, he's going to bring that album in.
I'll be sure that
Yes.
album.
That's an album I know front and back against my will. But I do love it. But it was against my
Yeah,
will.
Yeah, yes.
My mama did me with that. I'll be sure, like she did with the Sade, to where she made me hate it for a little bit.
because she played it
Oh
so much.
yeah.
In the car,
Yeah.
in the house, cause with the Albie Show, she had the tape and she had the vinyl.
Okay,
Like
so
it
she
did,
was
Oh
everywhere with it.
damn.
and it was already all over the radio. I was like, to be more careful.
Right.
Yes, we did it. We did it.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
knew it
Thank
would.
you, guys.
I knew it would be dope. I knew
And
it would.
prayerfully, people walk away with understanding why it's so important. Again,
Yes.
if y'all weren't paying attention, intro a New Jack Swing, broke down the barriers of hip hop to R&B. First R&B album, Drug Dealers, was playing in they cars and whips and everything like that. Those
Facts.
are important things, y'all, because this is
Yes.
where we get to the Mary J's and the Worcester 411s. All those things come from this foundation. So yeah, drug dealers playing
Correct.
R&B shit in a car is an important award that y'all need to start that drug dealer car award shit. That need to be some R&B rep shit.
That might be a
That
show.
app.
That
It
We
need
can
to
we can
might
be
be
an
think
a
award.
so.
show.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's an award right there. Y'all need to give out because that's how
Hell yeah.
important shit was. These kids don't understand. Niggas playing shit in your car was how people used to test shit. Now niggas record shit and they test it in the strip clubs. They used to record shit and test it in they whips to see how it sounded. So the whip test was very important. I know we all listen with AirPods and AirBuds and Beats by Dre's and all the headphones, but before
Yeah.
all this shit, laptop speakers, it was the car test. That's what
Mm-hmm.
mattered.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of R&B cartels, I first heard Erica Baduism in my high school boyfriend's car, and when the real shot went that doom 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 doom, I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is that?
See, there you go.
Yes.
See,
Woo.
You open
now,
it like
now imagine hearing that shit on your laptop speakers
no, you don't get
for
to
the first
see.
You don't
time.
get that.
It
No.
ain't there. It
Mm-mm.
ain't there.
I think of hearing a song for the first time, like in a club like it's
Yeah,
different.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It hit different. It
Yes.
seems like now we make a music for MacBook Pro speakers and AirPods and everything. This is how people listen to music. You know what I mean? So
Fuck
we
that.
got to get back to what Elise has in the background with the turntables and real
Yeah.
speakers and things like that to really
Yeah.
get back to the essence. JR, you was in the whip when we was playing the Clips album and I played the CD versus the MP3, like
Yes.
playing it through streaming, two totally different
Experiences.
I could not
things.
even believe, but I had to get out of my, because everything is MP3 now and streaming all that. When he put it in, when we was headed to the concert, it was like, whoa. It had like a different hit to your back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like,
Yeah,
God, I miss that. God, I miss
yeah,
that. Jesus, I miss
yeah.
that time. Oh my God.
Something important about that physical. So that's what I love
Yes.
about you too. It's always the records with y'all too. So the CDs in the back right there with Elise. Again, y'all people listening, get some records, get some vinyl, man. It's always
Yes,
good.
Lord. Yes, Lord.
It's always good. But
Speaking
I
of phys-
appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all.
For sure.
What you
speaking
gonna
of
say, Elise?
physical media, I don't think I ever showed folks on the show with the one cassette tape that I still own.
Word?
Let me show.
No, you didn't. Again, I know, but you never did.
It's Quad City All Star Christmas.
The Quad City. Those were the dudes who did not my boo, right? Was
Yes.
that Quad City DJs?
Yes.
My boo.
Yes.
Okay, but you got the Christmas joint.
Is the
What
cassette
do
black?
you want for Christmas? Okay.
Oh, wow.
Remember they was on Jerry Springer.
Yes.
And the dude was
Yo,
like,
This is
what do you
terrible.
want for Christmas?
Wow.
And
yo,
Wow.
actually
that's funny.
My ex-boyfriend gave me that. He was cleaning out of storage. And he said, I couldn't think of nobody else that would appreciate this but you.
Right. Right.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yes. So before we get out of here, Kill,
Yes,
want to leave
ma'am.
us with some final words or tell us about anything that you got going on, whatever. The floor is yours.
I would say check out, now let me say this slow, Kill and the Kids. So it's not Killing the Kids, because people have thought I've been saying that. And they're like, we looking up Killing the Kids on YouTube, but it's not Killing the Kids. It's Kill and the Kids. You go to pbs.org or YouTube. We have a documentary out right now about my organization, Horton's Kids. It's my relationship with two of my kids, one who was murdered and one who was robbed at gunpoint, and me trying to work with him to kind of get past that trauma. We won the PG County Film Festival Award for the best student film. We won a Capital Emmy, which is a real Emmy. I still won't believe it till I get the statue. But it's a very dope piece, and it kind of shows you some of the work that I've been doing for the past 26 years. It also shows you the importance of how important nonprofits, church groups, mentorship is, because for my kid who got robbed, Tayon, as a young black kid, you get robbed at gunpoint. You may want to go get your friends and try to get back at them, and then that's just more violence, or you may just start carrying a gun on you to protect yourself, which could cause more violence. The beautiful thing is, with a nonprofit or a type of organization or mentorship around you, I've now got his energy funneled into being part of my podcast, my team's podcast, HK Confession. So he's now part of that. So, he has a place to go and kind of be in a safe space. So it's kind of just talking about the importance of that. So check that out, pbs.org or YouTube. And again, Partner 5B, YouTube, y'all can put that in anywhere. Kill 889, Twitter, IG. Always a good discussion. Always appreciate you too and everything you guys are doing for R&B, because it's definitely needed. So again, my past always taught me, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So I love being in the rooms with you guys because I always get to learn more. So thank you.
I got to give my brother really, really props right quick, because I wouldn't be in the position I am now, even meeting Elise and all that, if it wasn't for him. And like I always tell this story, in 2015, he found me from Leon Bridges, and we have been rocking ever since then. He created Junior's World of Soul for me off the strength. And he was just like, yo, I love what you're doing. And he created my page and all that. And that's where, the guy that created our music group, he found me, which made me find Elise, and how everything just happened. You know what I mean? And I got to think, I always go and kill my big brother, my music mentor. Like, I give him that, because I wouldn't be in this position for real. One thing I love about Kid, he always asks me, what do you want to do? He always asks me that. Like, what do you want to do? Anytime we're together, he like, JR, what do you want to do? And I was just like, yo, I want to do this. And he was like, well, do it. Do it this way. This is what he gives, like, at least remember one day I just came with all these fucking ideas, because I was like, I just talked to Kill the night before, and we was in my parking lot for like an hour and a half, and he was just like, yo, do this and do this and do this and be visible here, and it's just crazy. So I gotta give him his stripe. I gotta give bro his stripes. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather always say, tell people, how you feel about them when you're in front of them, why they here. Give them their stripes. And I always will give Kill the stripes that I am. Junior's World of Soul, rnbreps wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for him. So I definitely gotta shout you out, bro. Thank you so much for
No,
believing in me when I didn't really even believe in myself. So I thank you. Thank you for real.
nah. Hey, thank you for listening to an old nigga talk his shit, man. You could be like, fuck this nigga talking about. Nigga, get the fuck out of my car. Fuck you always for telling somebody what to do, nigga. Chill out. Nah, and again, I'll say it again. I'm super proud of you two. You guys are killing the game. I love seeing this success. My mentor taught me, if you winning and the people around you who you love aren't, then are you really winning? So
Period.
anytime that I get any game that guy gives me, I want to definitely give to y'all. And
Yes.
because I love seeing people win. I know I tell my staff that all the time, and I know they like, this nigga, shut the fuck. No, like dead ass. I really love seeing people win. I'm a point guard out here. I want to just pass the rock and see you score. I want to see you make the all-star team. I want to see y'all shine. And you guys are doing an amazing, amazing, amazing job out here for the R&B culture. So I thank you guys for it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kill leading the stats for assists. But anyway.
I'm trying.
Yes.
I'm trying.
Well, We appreciate you, Kill, and we appreciate all our viewers, all our cousins, especially our good folks in the live chat. It goes down in the live chat. Believe that.
Hey,
We talk good shit in there, and show a lot of love in there as well. But yeah, we just love y'all. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a casual acquaintance, tell somebody you meet in line at the store about the R&B representatives. And y'all love is so deep. And please don't stop your love for us. We'll
look
catch
at
y'all.
that.
We'll catch y'all on the next Catch That. Peace.
There you
I
go.
love what you did there, though.